The thing that I'm going to do is then pull up the comps. The comps are basically comparatives in that area in a zip code. We run the comps for about 0.5 to 1 mile because we want to see what are the houses after repair value have sold for. So after the client fixes it up and puts it back on the market, if they bought the house for $72,000, rehabbed it for $25,000, that's $97,000 they're in, but the ARV could come in between $130,000 and $150,000. So conservatively on that deal, they're probably going to be making anywhere between $20,000 to $40,000, $100,000 in, and then an additional, then put it back on the market for, let's just say if we do conservative 130, even if we could get 150, our real estate agents that we work with are amazing. And a lot of times we'll say, let's go a little bit under comp to create a little bit of a bidding war, because what we don't want to happen is we don't want the house to just end up sitting on the market. We want to sell it as soon as possible. Okay. And then we're paying attention to location. We're paying attention into if they're abandoned, houses across the street, next door. We're paying attention to if there's revitalization happening in that area. These are all things that we're going to help you to identify, because it's not just about finding a cheap house.
No.
Know that you can have a cheap house. As a matter of fact, we had one of our students who bought a house, and next door they were working on it, but in the middle of them working on it, they stopped. So what we don't want to do is we want to make sure that whatever you buy to the left of you and to the right has homeowners in there and across the street, right? Because those are things that are going to impact its ability to be able to sell. And so that's what we're doing here at Acetify. We will be doing another call. We wanted to come on here live just to kind of give you guys an overview of what this looks like. But there's no reason when you get into our program, what's happening with a lot of our clients, they're going from deal to deal to deal to deal. They're not just coming in to do one deal. We're not interested in helping you just do one deal. We're interested literally in helping you build an empire.
Exactly.
And so Keita, because Keita comes with me, we go check on the properties. We work with the contractors. We're talking to city officials, like every part of the deal. We have relationships with title companies to make sure it's a clear title, because there's a lot of fraud going on in the city of Detroit. Last thing you want to do is buy a house but can't unload it because a title company didn't catch a lien on it.
Right.
Or they didn't catch an issue on it. So from beginning to end, you really need that support and that help. Keita, you want to just talk about some of the things that, we've seen why it's so important to really have that support?
Yeah, I would definitely say that because, one of the women that I think, who was it? Sheila. I want to talk about Sheila. So with Sheila, she's one of our investors, and she came into the process really, really smooth, really quick, got in. Dr. Jewel went over the process with her. She ended up getting her property. I believe it was in like 72 hours. It was extremely quick. She narrowed down exactly what it was. She got the funding that was needed in the property. And so then now we get into the property. And so then now at this point, now the contractors are working on the property, getting it done, And this is why it is important to not just have a coach that will give you literature. Okay, let me just be very specific, because there's a lot of real estate programs out there, and these programs are getting you into the room, and they're giving you a lot of literature, a lot of information, and then they're sending you on your way to go and step into a world that you're totally unfamiliar with. And so, but with what we're doing over here, and even the same thing we did with Sheila, is that Jewel was there to navigate her. You also have a team of people that's going to be here to help you to navigate, whatever that looks like. If you run into a hiccup, if you run into something as you're going through the process with getting your property, finalized as we're getting it to get onto the market, right? And I think this is why it is important. And so a lot of our people that come in, they want the package that is going to get the hand holding. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to want that package, okay? Because that package actually looks like constantly on the phone with you, on the phone navigating situations with your contractors. You see what I'm saying? looking at your property when you're not even visible, when you're not even in Detroit. We fly up to your property and we be there going through the properties, putting up knobs, getting this while you're in the comfort of your own home. You're going to want that package, right? You're going to want the whole handing, right? The other packages that we offer are amazing, but this one specific one, I'm telling you, everybody loves it. They're like, you know what? Absolutely. And that package is only $10,000. Okay. That is a $10,000 package. And let me tell you something. That membership, that access that you're going to get, it is second to none. Okay. You're going to far reap the financial reward.
You're gonna make that over.
You're gonna make that way back. And let me tell you something, it's not just you coming out of pocket $10,000 for your education. So that's you investing $10,000 into your education, right? So we also have funding for that. So you can get funding for your 10K. And then a lot of our students, what they do after we've already sold their property, they end up going back either paying off that $10,000 educational loan, come on, because they made profit, and then we're showing them how to be able to turn around and get another property, a second door, a duplex, so forth and so on. So you're going to have a coach here navigating the waters with you. We're going to make sure that you turn around and have the bank accounts needed to be set up. Come on, you're going to need all of that.